Hey everybody. Come on in here, you all. Come on in for our Tuesday session. Good to see everybody. Get on in here and I'll wait for us to show up on our Unique in the Creek page. How's everybody doing this Tuesday evening? Hope you enjoyed the birthday extravaganza we had on Saturday for Lori for her birthday. I know we enjoyed doing it for you guys. So let's see where we are here. If I'm up here. Oh, we are. Well, bless our hearts. We're already up here. Can you believe such a thing? I like that. Hey, say hi when you come in, you guys. Say hi when you come in. Try to get my comments up here. See if it's going to let me do that. There we are. Hello, hello. We have a fun project going on for you guys tonight. We are going to do a flower because I have some beautiful mesh that I want to use. So I said, what better way to use some beautiful mesh than do a beautiful flower? In my description, I put everything that I'm going to be using here. Hi, Susie, and how are you? And Terry it in. Hi, you guys. Good to see you. So I'm going to go through the supplies that we're going to be using first, and then we will get on with making our beautiful flower. We're going to start, first of all, with this small Unique in the Creek board, a round board. We are going to do poly burlap for the most part today, and I do have a SKUs for this burlap, you guys. So we're doing the Fuchsia poly burlap. We're going to be doing the yellow poly burlap. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. We're going to be doing the fresh green poly burlap. We are going to be doing the purple poly burlap. So I have these in plastics because that's how I store mine after I get done opening these, you guys. So that's how I do it. So we've got these 4 colors. And then we've got this really awesome stripe fabric mesh here. This is so good. This is a thin stripe fabric mesh. It is on the page. The SKUs are on my description. And we're going to be putting some of this in here. So I thought, look at all the colors in this. Look at all the options we have, you guys. This is what makes this stripe mesh so wonderful and so versatile. I only got this one roll, and I wish I'd gotten a whole bunch of them because I love this so much. So we're gonna couple all of these together to make a really pretty flower. So I'm gonna put these aside for now. So we got room here on the desk, and we're gonna be using 2 petals. And we're gonna be doing the Star Trek petal tonight, and we're gonna be using that ever so popular tuck-in or tuck-and-fold flower. I kind of had this on my radar now for a while. So ever since I saw it, I think last week on the page, I said, oh my gosh, I got to do something with that. So we are going to do something with that. And we are going to show you exactly what we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is load every other, let me bring in here. We're going to load every other space on the small board. So I'm going to start up at the top here. So I didn't start with this first one. I'm starting with the one over here. And I was going to load my zip ties in this row. And then I'm going to show you how to make, and I think you guys already know how to make the Star Trek petal, but that's what I'm going to use on these outside ones. So it's every other hole on the outside here. Every other hole on the outside. Now I can, I'm going to use my little ones. I'm a stingy monster with these big ones. I have a ton of the big ones, but I'm a stingy monster with them. And I figure if I could use these little guys up, then I'm going to do it. So I've just got the little 4-inch zip ties here, you all. And I'm going to use those on row 1, every other. Okay? Every other hole. See, I labeled it here. I put star for the Star Trek petal. So we're going to see just how pretty we can make this. Now, I'm also going to be using a styrofoam center, and I'm not sure what size yet. I'm going to wait until I get this completed. And we're going to decorate a styrofoam. And when we get down to that, I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing with it. I'm just not quite sure yet what size I'm going to need. So we're going to hang on to those styrofoams for right now until we get to where we need to be. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Okay, so row 1, every other. And that's how I got it, every other row 1 right here. So yes. No, yes, no. You get it. You get the idea. So I'll show you how to do that Star Trek petal now. And I'm going to be doing it with this wonderful. This is 10.5 by 10.5. You guys, I did cut it 10.5 by 10.5. It's 10.5 inches wide. So I did 10.5 by 10.5. So I'm just going to do the curl side up, even side, finish side, if I can remember how I did it. Fold that over, right? So we folded it, right? So we've got this. And the biggest part with this petal, you guys, I find, is this outside area right here. I want those evened up nicely because that's what's going to be the important part of this ultimately, right? Is this side right here, these finished sides, right? And then of course you have your Star Trek, of course. Then we're just going to, some people take and hold it like that and pull these ends together. Perfectly fine. Bring them up like that so it looks like a shoe. Take this, blop her down in the middle, grab it up here, and then I like to let these guys flatten out like little wingtips. So if you have it up like that, I like to pinch it right here where that ends, right there, and then plop these guys down and then scrunch them up. That's how I like to do it. And then you're going to grab yourself one of your Unique in the Creek rubber bands here, because these are the best rubber bands ever. Actually, what I'm going to do first is trim the tail so it's not so hard to get the rubber band over all of this, right? So trim your tail down. And then you got about 1 inch here, and then you're going to put your tie on it just like that. And there it is. Okay, now for mine, I want to make sure that it's nice, and I want mine to have a nice dip in it. I want mine to have a nice dip in it. So we've got the closed side here, that there, and a nice dip. Want to do one more? What do you say we do one more? And then we'll kind of get on with our project here, okay? So you've got your 10.5 by 10.5 or your 10 by 10, whichever it is that you're working with. You can fold it either this side up, that side down, whichever you want. Either works. And I just like to line these edges up just a little so we've got our triangle here, right? We've got a triangle. And then you're going to either flip this over here or flip this over here. You pick. I'm flipping my left to my right because I am left-handed. So that baby's going right over there. Line my little tails up here, my little edges. And then I want this side to be nice because that's the side that's ultimately going to show off itself. And then you've got like that. Grab these guys here, grab the tails, pull them in just like that. Take this, punch it down, grab it right up here, make these tails be wings, and then bring them in and cut your tail and put your zip tie on it. And that is our, oopsie, I broke it. That is our Star Trek petal, all right? And then I like it to look like that. Alrighty, so that's what we're going to be using on the row number 1. So let's use them. Let's use them. Hi, everybody. Hey, Elizabeth and Janet. This is a striped, I got the thingy, I put it on the floor. Yeah, it's in the description, you all. It's in the description. This is a thin striped fabric mesh. Thin striped fabric mesh. That's what we're working with, and I have the SKU all ready for you. If you look in the description, it's sitting right there for you. Okay, so here we go. Now we can load these, you guys, and you can load them closed if you want. So I'm just going to put these in, and then I'm going to come back in and tighten everything up. So this is a pretty quick application right here, right? Pretty quick. The only thing we need to do when we're doing this is make sure that your open side here is facing the same direction. So I don't want one side open and then the other side over here open. I want it all to face in the same direction. Okay, just like that. Bring some more over here. These all pre-made just like this. Stick them in here. We just want to make sure not only that your openings are the same, but I want to make sure that they're about the same distance out from my frame, right? And how pretty that is. Don't you just love those colors? Right? Love these. Love, love, love. So much you can do. When you get a fabric, or when you get a mesh like this, you all, there's so much you can pair with it and so much you can do with it. I mean, the colors are endless here. Really? And that makes it really simple to use because you have a lot of choices, right? It's not like, oh gosh, I've only got a blue and a yellow, so I got to find something that's going to go with the blue and the yellow. I got a multitude of colors here that I can work with. So grab yourself some of this mesh from Unique in the Creek. And if you do, if you guys decide to go shopping on Unique in the Creek, please use my affiliate link. It's right on the description page. Grab that link. All you got to do is tap on the highlighted affiliate link. It's blue. And that'll take you right to the page. And then that helps me out as well with all kinds of stuff. So that gives me a little extra. And I appreciate that. Okay, so we've got these guys in here. And then we're just going to clip it with this. Okay. And there's 8 of them. Okay, we've got 8 of these in, right? Because we did every other. And now I'm going to come into row 2. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do the exact same thing here, except for I'm going to stagger it. So where there's nothing in the middle, that's where I'm going to grab that. And that's where we're going to be putting our next Star Trek petal. Okay. Now I know we got a lot of blank space here, but we're going to work on that. We're going to fill those in and make this super, super pretty. Super, super pretty. This is a great spring, summer wreath right here, you guys. Great spring, summer wreath. So again, row 2 is every other as well. And you can mix this up any way you want. You can put different petals in here. Use different holes. It's endless, right, with these boards. This is the small board. So in we go, just like that. And I'm going to come in now, again, right in between these guys with another one of my Star Trek petals. Okay, so once you get your petals all made, you can like rock and roll on this. You just grab these, put them in here, tighten them up, and before you know it, you've got something beautiful, right? Now the next petal we're going to make is that tuck and fold petal, or that tuck and petal. Michelle was calling it a tuck and petal. I was calling it a tuck and fold petal, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, as she mentioned, when you use different kinds of mesh for different petals, they react differently, okay? So I'm going to be using poly burlap for the tuck and fold petal, and it's going to react just a little bit different than other meshes would react. So you'll see what I mean when we start making it, okay? Some of them, the petals that you make with certain mesh, it makes a crisp edge, and some don't make such a crisp edge, but you'll see. That's not one of them. That is not one. Now the center, we're gonna do the center, but I also might mix my petals up a little bit here from what I originally thought. So I'm gonna kind of see what it looks like, and then see if I want to make any kind of adjustment as I go along, because I had a couple ideas in my mind. So I just have to decide which one I'm going to go with. All right, so that's that. So look at that. That's all in. Bring you guys out so you can see what you're doing. You got to see what you're doing, right? Got to see what I'm doing. So there's row 1 and row 2. Ready? Every other. And we staggered them. Let's get this off here. I'm trying to get my comments up again. Missed one there. The picture's fuzzy? Oh, really? My picture's clear. I got a good picture here. I don't know what's up with that, you guys. Not sure what's up with that. Okay, so those guys are good. And remember, we put all of our openings, all my openings are facing to the left. All right. So there's that. So now I'm going to put away my little zip ties, because now we're coming in with the big guns. And in order to use some big gun petals, we are going to need some big gun zip ties. So that's what I'm going to do. Come in with these 6-inch zip ties, right? And now, so the petals now that we're going to use are the tuck and petal or the tuck and fold petal. And I've got 6 each of these colors. I've got 6 of that color, 6 of that color, 6 of this color, and 6 of this color. All right, so we have these beautiful, beautiful colors here, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's the poly burlap. So I did cut this 20 inches, you guys. So what I like to do, I think it's good to have a board like this down because it helps you measure. And we need to measure while we're doing this, okay? So 20 inches, and this is the curl side up. So I want to find the center, which is obviously 10 inches. So on my board, I'm going to put my finger right where my 10 inches is. And I'm going to take this side and fold it down. Take this side, fold it down, right? So this is where it comes in, where these lines here might not be straight. You can see that this is a rubbery type of mesh, and it's not going to be a straight line down, okay? It's just not going to be. It's going to curve. So this might not be as precise looking right now, but it will be when we get it done. So take that, and you're going to need clips. I'm going to need 4 clips. 1, 2, 3. I got one more here. Finger there because that would be my 10 inch. And then I'm going to just bring this right down as well. I'm going to see if I can do the other one facing you guys so that you can see. And then I'm just going to bring these guys. You're going to try to line these up here, but like I said, these kind of bow in a little bit, so they're not going to line up totally, but it's okay. All right, and I like to flatten this down and put another clip like that. So far, this is what we have. Okay, clip, clip. So I always start on my left side. I always start with my left side. I'm left-handed. And I'm going to take this side. How did I do this? Uh-oh, I think I forgot how to make my... Oh, I'm going to put this right here. Yep, right here. Right, so we took our left, just put it over here. I almost forgot how to do it. I made these petals ahead of time. The other side, same thing. Put it right there. And I got this right. I hope I got this right. Right? And then I think I took this here. This don't look right, but we'll have to see. And this side up. Let me get it right, and then I'll show you in a second. This might not be right, but I'm going to show you once I see that I got this right. I think I fold. No, that's not. That wasn't it. Uh-oh, that wasn't it. I think I almost forgot how to do my petal. I might have to undo a petal and redo my petal, for crying out loud. I know I did that. I know I did that. Let's see here. How else did I do this? I'm going to undo one. Let's see what I did. Let's undo one, see what we did. Can you believe I forgot that? I did all these petals a couple days ago and I forgot what I did. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Well, looks about right. Well, looks about right. Let's give it another shot. Right, so we did this. We did this. Let's see. I gotta undo this and see totally what I... Oh, that's what I did. That was wrong. This was a totally different petal. Back this up, you guys. Totally different petal I have in my mind. All right, so we've got this. We're gonna fold it in half this way. This way. Hello. We're gonna line these edges up. Now I got it. I had another petal in mind, you guys. So we're gonna fold that in half. It's kind of the same where you're going to find your center, but not, right? So it's still 20 inches. Clip these guys down. Find your center, which is 10. Pull this guy down. And then we're going to clip that like that. Same thing with this. Pull it over just like that so that you kind of have a house. As Michelle was saying, you have a house. So we have a house, and this is our roof. We don't need to touch this roof for a while, okay? So once we have it like this, you just flip it over, keep that roof the same, and then you're going to take one side at a time. I take my left and then go to my right. So I'm going to take this side and pull it up to there, right? Bottom corner, kitty corner, up just like that. just like that. And then smush it down, put your clip back on, same exact thing here. Take your clip off, kitty corner up here. Right now, up in here, like I said, these don't match up always because it is poly burlap and it kind of gives a little bit. So we're going to clip that, and then we're going to fold one more time. Take your clip off here. You notice we haven't touched the roof. Take this and fold it up there. So we're always kind of going kitty corner, all right? Fold it, clip it. Same with this. Take it, fold it to the corner, and clip it. So that's what we have. Now we can take the clips off our roof, right? Take the clips off the roof. And then we're going to take these guys and fold them up. So you're going to take this corner and kind of run it along this edge, right along there so that that's even, okay? Same thing with this. Take the clip off, take this corner and run it along this way. So we're just, this corner, right up along there. Now, if these don't totally go up here on this particular poly burlap, don't worry about it, you guys. What's important is that this kind of is flush, right? If that doesn't meet up right there, it's okay on the poly burlap. You just want this part here to be flush. And then if you want, you can put that back on, and then again, take the left one off, and that's where we're gonna go, boom, just like that, right? And you can see it start to fray a little bit there, but don't worry about it, because we're going to put the rubber band out. So you can take all your clips off, and I just take this edge and grab it because it's really thick and put one of my rubber bands on, just like that. So inside, so you'll notice here that one is a little bit longer or shorter than the other. You can adjust that. You can just pull on that. Actually, I'm going to take the rubber band off for a second. So I like to adjust it before I put the rubber band on because then it's not so hard. So just try to make sure these guys are even and then stick your rubber band on. And everybody will be happy right inside that rubber band, okay? And that's how you have that petal right in between there. Now for me, I also like to grab an extra clip and stick on here so it kind of makes it a little pointy. But that's how that works. So let's do another one now that I've remembered how I was doing it, right? Let's put this one back together, you know, because we're going to need this at some point, probably, right? We're going to need that at some point. Put that guy back together again. And then we'll do one more yellow one. And I'll try to do it your way, all right? I'll do it upside down so you can see how it's made. All right, so here we have 20 inches. This is poly burlap. You're going to take this, bring it down to the bottom, line these bottom edges up here, down here, give it a clip, it'll be a little bit easier for you, and line this one up, line these up. I like to kind of just smush it as I'm going along, just like that, just like that. Give this a little clip so it stays in place for you. Find the middle, so I'll find the middle here, which is my 10 inches, which is right here. Take this, fold it down like that. Hold it, clip up here on the roof. This ends up being our roof, right? Take this one and do the same thing. We just want to point there and fold that down just like that. All right, and then we're going to clip that. And that's what it looks like. Then you're going to turn it over, and now is when we start playing with these guys, all right? So take, clip off one side, fold it up toward the roof, pat it down, and clip it. Same thing with this guy. Take the clip off, take the corner, kitty corner up toward the roof, and give it a clip. We're going to move on to, so you're going side to side to side to side. Take this clip off, move that up like that. So from there up to here, right there, like that, clip it. Same thing with this guy, here, up to there, clip it, right? Now we can take our roof pieces off because these guys are coming up on the roof. Take one side, bring that up just like that, clip it, take this same thing, bring this up like that, clip it, move one side over to the other, I don't care which side, roll it over like that, take your clip out, make sure that these guys are pretty even before you put your rubber band on. So they pretty much are. So I'm going to put my rubber band on right now. And there it is. All right, so that's that tuck and petal or tuck and fold petal or whatever it is. I'm going to try to get your comments back up here again, you guys. Those are the petals that we're using tonight. So that's that. Now that other petal that I had my mind stuck on is kind of similar. So that's why I had my mind on it. All right, now we're going into row number 3 where we're going to do the tuck petal. So that we're going to do every set of holes. Every set of holes on row number 3. Okay? And I'm going to leave those open because it's going to be much easier for me because the bottom part of this is pretty thick, you guys. This is a pretty thick thing to stick in there and it goes in a little weird. So I'm going to leave these open so it's going to be a little bit easier, I think, for me to tuck them in there and so on and so forth. So we're going to load row 3. We're going to do every single hole. Okay. Hi, Laura and Eileen. Hi, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. How are you guys doing Tuesday night? It's been a beautiful day here, like 87 degrees, I think, today. Sunny and warm and gorgeous and all of those things. So we are into our summer for sure. There we go. All right, so we got all these guys loaded. Now let's start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up my flowers a little bit. I'm going to alternate them. So I'm going to start with the purple. I'm going to start with the purple here and stick it in here, okay? Just like that. Now it is going to come up on this one, all right? So it's going to go right in front of that one there. All right, but I know that, so pull that in and just like that. And it's going to sit. It's going to sit literally right on top of the one before it, right here, okay? It's going to sit right on top of that first aisle. See? It's going to sit right on top of that, which is what I want. So I'm going to go purple, then I'm going to go green, and you can do your own pattern here, whatever colors you like together. You can go for all one color on each row. You pick what works for you and the look that you're trying to create, okay? All right, so there are those. And then I'm going in with the pink, going in with the fuchsia, Love. Look how pretty this is so far. This is really making it pop. All of those beautiful, all that striped mesh there. So if you guys decide to go shopping for this, you can get this at Unique in the Creek. Well, that's where I got it, and hopefully she still got more. Please use my affiliate link. It is in the description. And I would certainly appreciate that. And go do your shopping to get your supplies for this beautiful flower that we're making. Okay, and with all, if you're using multiple colors of mesh, you'll only need one roll of each. You won't need a couple of rolls. But if you're going to use like all one color, you're going to need multiple rolls because you know, there's 20 inches per petal here, and that's a lot. All right, now we're coming in back with the purple, okay? Back in with our purple right here. Hi, everybody. I hope this isn't making such a mess and stopping and starting a million times. My feed shows that I'm good. So I hope you guys' feed shows that I'm good too. Okay, tie that in there. And so we've got, next is green. Next is green. We're just going to follow that pattern where I've got purple, green, fuchsia, and yellow. And you can really have fun with this, you guys, because there's so many colors to use. You can have a ton of fun with this. and purple, green, yellow. Uh-oh, did I miss one? Purple, green, fuchsia, yellow, purple, green, fuchsia. Fuchsia! I knew I had one wrong. Had one that wasn't right. I forgot one. There we go. In there, buddy, get in there. It helps if you talk to them. And now we need the yellow in there where he belongs. He thought he was going to escape, but I didn't let him escape. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these off, and I'm going to make sure that these are standing upright when I cut them off, because sometimes when you cut them off, it tends to move them from side to side. I was going to hang on to that, right? This one's a little wonky wonk, so we're going to make this guy stand up properly, because he needs to stand up good. There we go. Hang on to this guy. Righty. This guy's standing straight here if we can. Alrighty. And this guy, he's like all that. Okay. Yep. Start to tilt. You can feel it pull my mesh when I do this. It starts to pull it. And well, last but not least, we've got our green. Oh, this guy broke. We're going to give him a new one. He bailed on me. This guy bailed. It's like, yeah, not today. Back in there. Get back in, please. There we go. All right, we'll just tighten him down since he's going to be a little, you know, we'll just do that to him. There we are. Okay, so these guys are in order now. We'll make them stand up straight. Okay, so that's what we have. All right, so now we're going to come in row number 4 again with the tuck petal. Alrighty, we're gonna do the same thing, except for I'm going to mix these up, right? I don't want green on green, purple on purple. I'm gonna mix these all up. So let's see what I can do. Let's see, let's start maybe with let's see if I want to start maybe a purple here and then a green. Yeah, let's start with the purple here. So let's start, well, maybe, yeah, we'll start right here. All right, that's good. I'm just picking a spot where I'm starting my purple. Now, this is where I might be using, different petals. I got to see. Let me put this in here to see how this is going to work. No, we want purple, purple, purple. Yeah, we'll do purple, purple, purple. I still got a thing here. I can see that there. So I'm thinking I might need to fill this in with, let me see, I don't know if I did a double thing here. I might have did a double one on here, or did I do double here? No, I might have to do double here. Take this out and double this up, because I can see through here, and I don't want to be able to see through there. Let me see. I'll just do a couple of things here. See what I want to do. Yeah, because I can see the board, and I don't want to be able to see the board there. So, yeah, I did double. We're going to do double. Back it up. We're going to do double. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to do double this, you guys. I'm going to double dip here. I hope I got enough things for this. All right, so we're going to do, we're going to share holes. We're going to share our holes. Okay, so I got the purple, and we're going to do the green. Good thing I made some extras. Okay, purple the green, because we don't want to be able to see those things. I thought when I had it all planned out, I couldn't see any, but now I look like it. I'm like, I can see stuff. And we don't want to see anything, do we? All right, so that's in there. So we got this covered really, really good now. Really, really good. Okay. And now we're going into the pink. Going into the pink. So we're going to keep our same pattern, but just on row 3, we're going to double do it. We're going to double put this guy together so that it's nice and full, right? There we go. I love that. Look how great that is right there, right? That's what we need. We need to get these guys all doubled up. Double, double, toil and treble. It's kind of what I'm into tonight, is double, double, toil and trouble with myself. All right. Okay, let's move these babies along. Yep, we sure are. I don't even know if I have enough here. This could be a complete mess. There we go. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Right? You can't beat that. So we've got purple, green, fuchsia, yellow, purple, and green. And we're just going to crunch these guys in here because they do end up being pretty side to side. They're pretty side to side here. They're pretty close with each other. Just saying. I keep wanting to grab my other ones, and I got these ones right here that I can pick from. All right. There we go. Well, that makes a lot of sense to me. Purple, so now we're back onto the yellow. All right, so we just double hold this. Yeah, because I'd rather have it a little more squishy than see through the board. You know what I mean? Look how great that's going to be. Okay, onward and upward. Alrighty. Okay, so we're back into the purple. And I'll recap this for you guys when I'm done. I'll recap what we did. What we have on our rows, because it's a little confusing. If you change your mind, it gets a little confusing. It's like, what is she doing? Right? Purple and green right here. Put that in there. There we go. And fuchsia. You guys still with me? Everybody still with me out there? I hope so. I sure hope so. Okay. There. Oh, that's much better. Some of these are pointy. Like I said, sometimes I take a little bit of a clip there and clip these so they stay a little more pointy. But you guys could do, if you like yours a little more open, you can keep it a little more open. No biggie. All right, and now we're going on to the yellow. So we've got the purple, green, fuchsia, yellow, purple, green, fuchsia, yellow, purple, green, fuchsia, and yellow. Just to make sure we're still on our pattern, because you know me, I come off my pattern and be like, uh-oh, what happened? And then I have the center for this, so and we'll make the center. The center is going to be really easy, you guys. I decided to do a pom-pom center. I was trying to figure out what would look really good in here, but I think we need something that's not real busy, because we have some business going on here, right? So I'm doing a pom-pom center, and I didn't make the center yet. We're just going to glue some pom-poms on some styrofoam, and I think that's going to be good for this. So But there's a ton of options for centers. You guys all know that. All right, we just got 2 more to go. Right? And I think the next row we're going to mix up a little bit. I think I'm going to do some, we're going to do this petal, and some we're going to do the Star Trek. We'll see how good we cover, okay? We'll see how good we cover, and then kind of go from there. So I think I need the yellow. So purple, green, fuchsia. Where's my yellow? Where is my yellow? One last yellow. Right here. And then we're going to clip these guys down. Go. Find a hole and make room for them because they're in there pretty tight. Alrighty, everybody's in. Everybody's in. Whoa. How do you like that? Now we're going to straighten them up. We want them straightened up so they're flying right. All right. And now we can go around and we can clip them off. Okay. So isn't this a fun petal? I've seen a lot of these done. These tucking petals here, I've seen a lot of these done so far. Everybody's doing a great job with them. I hope you guys are going to try them. Does anybody here think they're going to try this petal? Okay, ta-da! Here we go. Right? How great that is. Isn't it great? All of that. Okay, so super, super, super good. Now we're going to go in with row 4, and I'm thinking we're going to be doing all of the holes plus shared is what I have in mind for this, you guys. So let's work on that right now. So again, we're going to come in with these guys, and I'm going to stagger them again because I don't want them to, you know, be lined up anymore. So I think I'm going to start with the green. It's going to go right down there, and I think I'm also going to incorporate one of these petals. I think I'm going to go here, and then this petal, here, that petal. So let's just see if what I'm doing makes sense. All right. And I'm going to come in with a real small center on this because we don't need a big center because we have a small space left here. So there is this guy. All right, there's this guy. And now I'm going to come in with one of our Star Trek petals. And find a hole, coming in with a Star Trek petal. All right, and we're going to make a few more Star Trek petals because we're going to need them. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to alternate between the tucking petal and the Star Trek petal. I just thought we had, if we can bring this forward now, you know, this beautiful mesh here, then that's kind of what I want to do. All right, so that, and then we'll come in with, I think we'll come in with the fuchsia, right? So row 4 is going to be all the holes and the shared holes too. Now, you could also, if you didn't want to do this, you could also probably come in with 8 Star Trek petals. I'm just thinking. We could probably come in with 8 Star Trek petals too, but let's just see. Let's just kind of play for a second here because there's lots of possibilities with this. It's just a matter of what you want to use. I'll probably get this guy out here so he's kind of a little front and center, all right? I don't know about that. I think I almost want to do all these guys next. I'm not sure I like all these, really. I think these are too big for in there. Let's go with a Star Trek. Like I said, I'm kind of fiddling with the middle. I wasn't sure what I want to do with the middle, but I think I'm coming in with the Star Trek, you guys. Yeah, let's do that. So I got some extra ones of these. So we'll make some more Star Trek, and I'm probably going to have to cut a few more Star Treks if you guys don't mind me cutting, you know, like 4 Star Treks while you talk amongst yourselves. But I am going to turn on my hot tool here. So I do wood burn. I do wood burn all of these, even though we really kind of don't have any of our open places here to fray. I still wood burn everything because I like knowing that I've done everything I can so that my mesh isn't going to fray, especially with the poly burlap, you guys. You're going to want to make sure that you wood burn that. All right, so we're going to load this up and then come in with our petals. I kind of like bringing these back petals forward now that you can see them a little bit better, you know. Like I said, the possibilities are endless for this. We're almost getting down into the center here. Almost done with this. The center will only take, you know, like 5 minutes to do, so. All right, so there's that. So we have another couple pieces here to do. So let's do some of these. Again, we're going to just fold that like that. This is a 10.5 by 10.5. It depends on what your mesh is. 10.5 by 10.5. Just fold that over like that. And I like to make sure that this edge is what's nice and flush, because that's the one you're probably going to see. All right, so turn it into your Star Trek petal. You got some of the slides good to make it easy for you. Push this down, pinch it in the middle, and then I like to flatten the tails out one more time and then tuck it. That was a messy one. I'm gonna admit that was a messy Star Trek petal. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie about that, you guys. That was messy. But it's still going to look like a Star Trek petal. You can make it messy and it still looks like a Star Trek petal, right? How good is that? Let's do this one a little bit better. I was kind of being a little nonchalant about that petal, if you will. Right? All right. Then over, flip her over, line these edges up here so you guys can see this edge right here. Line that up. I like to crush it down just to give it some shape. Then bring this edge and this edge, pinch it together, pinch, 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 just like that. Grab them. You got a shoe. Take your shoe, punch it in the middle, punch it down. It doesn't want to go even. There we go. And then I like to pinch it right at the top here, flatten my tails out, pinch, pinch, you grab it. That's it. Just like that. Grab a couple of your rubber bands here. And that is that. So for me, I want them indented for this project. I like them kind of indented pretty good for what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, let's stick some more in. We'll go to the next one and make sure that my opening's always on the same side, right, facing the same way, because you don't want your openings facing differently. You want a cohesive style here. Okay. Yeah. This one in. Yeah, y'all are going to have to talk amongst yourself for about, I don't know, 30 seconds. Well, I cut myself a few more of these guys because, like I said, I wasn't sure. I thought I was going to be using a little bit more of these guys, but I didn't. They just were a little too big for the center, you know what I mean? All right, so there, that's what our center is going to be, these guys in here. So I'm going to cut a few more. How many more do I need? Oh, oh, probably, I got 1, 2, 3. I got to cut 5 more, so talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going right over to my table over here, okay? I can still hear you talking. I still hear you guys. We're going to cut some more of this beautiful, beautiful mesh, all right? Just like 5 more pieces, that's all. 5 more pieces. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. All right, did you guys talk amongst yourselves? Did you talk amongst yourselves? I hope so. All right, let's get these petals made. Let's get these guys made. Here we go. All right. I think this mesh would look super good with a lot of petals. Go. Crunch it down. Pull these guys together. And crunch it in. Flatten it. And do that. So I'm going to move right along on these petals now because I've done quite a few for you guys. So you know how to do them. And we'll move right along and we'll get these in their rubber bands and we'll get them where they're supposed to be, okay? I cut them 10.5 by 10.5. There we go. Just like that. It's an easy petal to make, you guys. It's a pretty easy petal to make. It doesn't take a lot of time. As you can see, just run right through these. There we go. Move that up just a little bit. Go. And then we'll do our center. And I've got a dark purple center that we're going to work with tonight, a dark purple. And you could have used any of the colors. I wanted to try to complement the colors that we already have in here. So I didn't want to go exactly with the same colors we have in here. I wanted to offset it just a little bit. So that's why I went with a dark purple. And you'll see. And I think it's going to look really good. And it's not going to be a great big honking center. It's going to be kind of a small center because I want these guys to be the star of the show. Not the center necessarily. The center is just going to be there to accent it and to complete it, right? Now there's some flowers that you do want your center to be the center of attention, literally. But for me, for this one tonight, I think because it's such pretty mesh, I want my mesh to be the center of attraction. All right, I think this might be our last one. Okay, pretty darn quick, right? So we just made those petals with no time flat, right? No time flat right there. Now let's put them together. All right, get in here, guys. Get in here. I want to make sure my opening's the same right here. Not messing up my opening. Now it does get tight on this fourth and final row. Things get a little tight in there. Everybody's got to kind of share the space, you know. But it's worth it. But it's worth it. Just make sure you get the proper ends with the proper ends. Sometimes you end up with, you know, an end from one and then a top from another. And you might not even get these all connected the right way, but with all these zip ties in here. And if you want, if you guys find it easier to put one zip tie at a time in on the 4th row, then do that. So it doesn't get so confusing for you. Okay. And I'm still going to try to make sure that I get these fairly even out here. I see this guy looks like he's, you know, king of the hill up here. He might need a little adjustment later, but we'll see. He thinks he's king of the hill. All right, so get this in. And one more. Look at us go. Look at us go. We're all that and a bag of chips here. Okay, let me look and see what I think. Yeah, we're good. Let's run with this. Let's clip these off. Get our center going. Yeah, we were good to go. That's a lot of mesh. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that. Woo. That's kind of cool, isn't it? All right, so here's what I have. I have this. Yeah, this is gonna be just about perfect. Or I have this one. This one might even be even more perfect by the time I put the balls on it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use this one. This is just a 3-incher. I did buy this one today, and this one here, I did say the stuff for it is a 3.8 inch. And then just about a 3-inch or maybe 2.83 inch. But I think I'm going to use this one because we're going to put the pom-poms on it. And I don't want it to cover up too much. So I'm using this one. So we got pom-poms here. And I'm going to take this off. Because the reason I'm taking that off is because I don't want glue on my mat, you guys. I just don't want glue on it. So I don't know if I have quite enough pom-poms there. So what I did is I took some pom-poms off something else I was using. Oh gosh, right? I don't know. I think I got enough for these. Let's use these pom-poms. So what I usually do, you guys, this was a whole styrofoam ball, about 2.8 inches. I just go around one whole around part here and put glue. All right, and then I just take the pom-poms. I like to set this down on something flat. And then just put my pom-pom just like that, flat right up against it. And it goes really fast if you just do this like all the way around with your glue. Just like that. All right. But the bottom row, I kind of especially like to lay flat so that I can make sure that I have these. They kind of line up better if you have them on a flat surface on the bottom. And then crunch them in there. Of course, they're sticking to here, when you know. They're sticking to my thing here. They're sticking to this thing. Silly, silly. Stick that in there. Get on in there. There you go, buddy. Get in there. Okay. Just go around like that and stick them on in. It goes really, really fast. And these are just 1-inch pom-poms. 1-inch pom-poms. And then just do your next row right here. Right? They go on so quickly. Crunch them down in there, just like that. And then this here. That. And I can fit a couple in the middle here. Just like that. Okay, just until all, so you don't want your white to show, right? You don't want your white to show. I have a little glue on the side here, but I can get that off. I'll take that off afterwards. All right, well, I got a space here for another one. I'm going to put it in there because I think it needs it. There we go. He might have even fallen off. You never know. All right, so there he is. Now, let's get him in here. So what you'd want to do is grab yourself, what I like to do, is grab myself some little U-pins, you guys. I got these U-pins a long time ago. They're 1-inch U-pins. They're just little U-pins. I like to use these on these smaller projects. And then you can either use one of your zip ties and put in there. I'm not going to. I'm going to grab myself a pipe cleaner, and I think that's going to be an easier way to use these. I've got a purple pipe cleaner here. We've got a purple pipe cleaner, so I'm just going to push this over, and I'm going to go on the bottom of this, and I'm going to take my U-pin, right? Just take my U-pin, put a little glue on it, like that, and then I'm going to take this and put in the middle, right there. I'm going to use a couple of these. I'm going to use 3 of them. So one in the middle, and the other ones I'm going to put in like that. So these guys kind of have a little resistance here. That's how I'm going to put these. Here, right? And we'll see how this looks. And then our flower will be complete. Alrighty, so that's how I did it. Just put them in there. Now, if you only have the big 2-inch U-pins, you guys, just cut them down, right? So if you've just got these, just cut them down a little bit, cut them in half, and you can still use those, okay? So you can get these right at Hobby Lobby. All right, let's get this guy in here. Get him in, get him in. So pick your holes. You know how we pick the holes in the creek board. I can pick whichever ones I want because they're all right here for me to use, which I love. Stick that baby right in there. I'm going to turn him on his face. Face plant, you guys, face plant, right? We did a face plant. Just turn that round and round and round, and then what you can do is just cut it off and tuck it in. I'm not going to tuck it in yet because I want to make sure it's right, but right, and then I'm going to let that sit for a minute and then tuck that way down in there. But look at this. Look how cute that is, right? Pretty good, right? This turned out pretty good. With all those beautiful flowers on there. All these beautiful flowers on here. This guy's sideways. Then fix them because, you know, sometimes they have a tendency they want to tilt sideways. You make them stand up. You make these guys stand up and do what they're supposed to do, right? There we go. That is super colorful, super pretty. All right. Trying to get your comments up here. Yep, so I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it down just a little tighter. I could even put it through these here, these center ones if I want. But I'm going to pull a little tighter. There we go. And then I can cut it off and just tuck it right in the back here. Just tuck it right in the back. That's all. There we go. And then, of course, you put your hanger on. You all know to put a hanger on here, don't you? There it is. Super cute. These guys, some of these look like they're really far out here, like this one. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. And oh, I just want to tell you guys, if you're storing your zip ties, you know how we get the bags of zip ties, and you're like you have them all over the place. I take another zip tie, and zip tie around them. And as you use them, just tighten up the zip tie, and you can always have these in a bundle, and then they're not going to go anywhere. But I store all my zip ties like that, because then if you need to pick one out, you just pick one out and it comes out. If you need to put it back in just like that. So it's a little tip. If you want to store these and you don't know how to store them, that's a good way to store them. All right, you all, here's our flower. I will post a picture of this tomorrow when it's sunny out, and I can take a really pretty picture and show you all how it turned out, just so pretty. And thank you all for joining me on Facebook and YouTube, and I'll see you in another couple of weeks, and we'll do another project for you guys. So in the meantime, have a great night, and thanks you all for joining me. Bye now.